They're ready. They're ready. So I was told to get out here because they're ready. All right. Y'all, we are in for the treat. You are here for the best Christmas pageant ever, according to this. And I can guarantee you it's the best Christmas pageant you will see here tonight. So, no lie on that one. I want to say that they've put a lot of work in here. And this is a great little story. It's about a family who's a little rough and tumble, and there's going to be some funny spots in here, hopefully. Hopefully you'll find it funny. But it's about a family that doesn't know much about being in a Christmas pageant, doesn't know much about church, and hopefully by the end of the play they know the real reason behind Christmas. Because you can't have Christmas without Christ. So, before we go, though, before we start, I want to mention somebody, a couple people. First, Cora, I want to say Mitchell, but Cora Lipscomb. She was in this play, how many years ago, Cora?
I was 4.
She was 4, so that's a while ago.
21 years.
21, just a few years ago, see. All right, she was, you'll see one of the angels in here, and her name is Gladys. That would have been Cora. So if you see the little angel, you'll know which one Cora was. And Cora's had this idea for a few years now to bring this back. So it took a little work, but it's here. So thank you, Cora, for the inspiration. And her mom, if she could put her head out here. Jackie, y'all thank Jackie right now, because there's Jackie. Jackie has just, I can't even begin to tell you how much Jackie's done. And if you see what I think is such a perfect word, if you look in the program, it doesn't say direct, it says director, but what does it say beside it? Encourager. And we got a co-encourager right there too. But that is, if you know Jackie Mitchell, that is not the most perfect description of Jackie Mitchell. I don't know what it is. So anyway, without further ado, I give you the best Christmas pageant ever, at least tonight.
The Herdmans were the worst kids in the whole history of the world. They lied and stole and smoked cigars, even the girls, and talked dirty and cussed their teachers and took the name of the Lord in vain and set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken-down tool house. There were 6 of them, Ralph, Imogene, Claude, Leroy, Ollie, and Gladys, and they went through the Woodrow Wilson school like those South American fish that strip your bones clean. They went around town the same way, tearing things up and whamming kids and stealing, so it was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet hour of birth, sweet hour of birth, because there are no herdmen there. And Jesus loves us as they say, because he keeps them miles away.
That was my little brother Charlie, and that's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked him what his favorite thing about church was. Charlie said, "No Herdmans." That made the Sunday school teacher mad because all the other kids said good things about God and Jesus and good feelings. But old Charlie told the real truth, no Herdmans.
I don't care what everybody else said, because that's what they really thought. All the other stuff is okay, but the main real good thing about church is that the Herdmans aren't there, ever.
That's not a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
It's a very practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue all last year because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman in school.
Is he the worst one, Leroy?
They're all the worst ones.
Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph gets you.
That doesn't make any difference. Gladys isn't big, but she's fast, she's neat, and she bites.
Why don't you just stay away from all of them?
That's what I said. Stay away from them. Go to church.
I'm glad to hear you feel that way.
Why?
No complaints about the Christmas pageant this year.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Why don't you tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wise man?
I don't want to be in it.
You don't want to be in it? Ugh, think of how I feel sitting there Christmas Eve with my own children in the play. Think of how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible, wouldn't you, Bob?
Well, actually, I didn't plan to go.
What?
Well,
All
You know how crowded it always is. They can use my seat. I'll just stay at home, be safe. There's never anything special about a Christmas pageant.
Oh, there's going to be something different about it this year.
What?
Charlie's going to wear your bathrobe.
You just thought that up, didn't you, Grace?
I don't want you to be Joseph. Elmer Hopkins will pay $1 to be Joseph. He's sick of being Joseph just because his father's the minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
What are you going to be this year?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Well, why can't Charlie be in the war?
Because I can't sing.
From what I've heard in the past, that's not a serious drawback. The way the manager always sounded to me like a closet full of mice.
What do you wear in the angel choir anyway?
Bed sheets.
Oh, some choice. A bathrobe or a bedsheet. Come on, let's go watch TV.
Mrs. Armstrong always trusts me. Everyone have a lovely experience.
Oh, Mom, Miss Armstrong just likes to be in charge of things.
Well, she's right. I mean, she's in charge of the bazaar and the potluck supper and the Christmas pageant. I mean, I think Helen Armstrong would preach the Sunday sermon if anyone would let her.
Well, is that George Armstrong's wife?
It is?
Well, maybe she'll try to manage it from the hospital, because that's where she is.
I don't know.
I saw George at the drugstore, and he told me that she broke her leg. She'll be in traction for 2 weeks and laid up to the first of the year.
The first of the year? Well, they'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
Well, she's in charge of the pageant and the bazaar and the potluck supper. I feel sorry for Helen, but who's going to do all those things?
Hello, I'll take care of the bazaar if you take care of the potluck supper. And who will take care of the Christmas pageant? What about Grace?
I just can't, Edna. I have company all Christmas week. But how about Grace? How about Grace? Hello, Grace? Oh, bye.
Boy,
Looks like I'll be directing the Christmas pageant this year.
does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't what you call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that's ever happened to it. It's always the same old Christmas story and the same old carols and the same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with, that and Mrs. Armstrong.
Grace, let me tell you again how important it is to give everyone a chance. I've got a list of things to tell you, and this is how I do it. I start with Mary. And I tell them that when you go to choose Mary, you've got to be careful, because Mary is the mother of Jesus.
Oh, I know, Helen.
And then I tell them about Joseph, that he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain it. Frankly, I don't spend a lot of time on Joseph because Elmer Hopkins is always Joseph, and he knows all about Mary and Joseph.
I thought Mrs. Armstrong was in traction. How can she talk on a bar if she was in traction?
What do you think traction is?
Like when they put you to sleep?
No such luck. Beth, we need salt, pepper, and napkins.
But I do explain to them about the wise men and the shepherds. And I tell them, there are no small parts, only small actors. Grace, do you have that, only small actors?
Yes, ma'am, sure do.
I remind the angel choir not to stare at the audience. Let me see, what else is on my list? And don't let them wear chunky shoes and high heels. Oh, I hope you don't have too many baby angels, Grace, because they are going to be your biggest problem.
You will eat some for the rest of us, won't you, Charlie?
I'm hungry. Leroy heard me and stole my lunch.
How can you let him do that to you after that?
How can I stop him? Where's the chicken?
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's in the oven.
I'll get it.
You'll have to get someone to push the baby angels on, and otherwise they'll get their wings all bent up. Bob could do that. And Bob could look out after the shepherds too. Oh, and another thing about the angel choir. Don't let them wear lipstick. Oh my gosh, they think because it's a play
Oh, someone's at my door, Helen. I have to go.
that they have to wear lipstick. And it looks absolutely positively terrible. So tell them.
Oh, I really gotta go. I'll call you back. I'm coming. Oh, it's you.
Lady, can you give me some supper? I haven't had a square meal in 3 days.
For heaven's sake.
Well, I was getting very lonely at the table.
I'm sure Helen is lonely sitting up there at the hospital.
Not as long as the telephones are working.
Here's the chicken.
I bet she told you about no small parts, only small actors.
And getting someone to shove the baby angels on to make the shepherds shut up.
Yes, she suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
And Grace, don't use just any babies for Jesus. Use a quiet one. Better yet, you better get 2 of them. Because if one turns out fussy, then you'll have one you can switch it with. But better than that, remember, do not use a baby doll because you just don't know what's going to happen. Body parts can come off. Somebody could rip the head off. Grace, are you there?
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems, and there weren't going to be any problems. But my mother didn't count on the Herdmans. That was Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, you giving me back my lunch?
Sure, kid, here.
You stole my dessert again.
How do you know?
Because it isn't here.
What was it?
2 Twinkies?
That's right, that's what it was.
Hey, you think it's so great to steal my dessert every day? Well, I'll give you my dessert. I'll get all the dessert I want at Sunday school.
Oh yeah, what kind of dessert?
All kinds. Chocolate cake and candy bars and cookies and Twinkies and Big Wheels.
You're a liar.
And ice cream and donuts and cupcakes and,
Who gives them to you?
the minister?
Why, is he crazy?
No, I think he's rich.
Sunday school, huh?
That was the wrong thing to tell the Herdmans. And sure enough, the next Sunday, they were there in Sunday school, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant.
What's a pageant?
It's a play.
Like on TV, what's it about?
It's about Jesus.
Everything here is.
And it's about Mary. Mostly it's about Mary.
Who's Mary?
I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part.
All right, everyone. This won't take very long. We all just pay attention. Today Today, we're going to decide who will play the main roles in our Christmas pageant. But, of course, like Miss Armstrong always says, there are no small parts, only small actors. Isn't that what Mrs. Armstrong always says?
That's what she always says, but she never says what it means.
Don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means that the short kids have to be in the front row of the angel choir, whereas nobody can see them.
Well, not exactly. It really means that the littlest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
Personally, I think Mary is the most important character.
Well, naturally, that's what you think, Alice. I think Jesus is more important.
I still think it means that the short kids have to be in the front row.
Girls, everyone's important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now, is everyone here? Beverly, do you mind just stepping out in the hall to make sure we don't have anybody else coming in? Now, you little children will be our little angels, so please be sure to bring your bed sheets. And people in our angel choir will also need bed sheets. Oh,
The Hermans.
let's make some room for the Hermans. There. What happened to Beverly?
She just left. I think she got sick.
Did she say she was sick?
No. All I said was, "Hi, Beverly," and she just left.
Oh, I see. Well, can someone please remind her that we have rehearsal every Wednesday night at 6:30?
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick. Of course, Mary and Joseph must be at every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick and we haven't even started yet.
We don't know that Beverly's sick. Oh, here she comes. Thank you, Beverly. Let's see. So, now that we're all back, I want you to think about Mary. We all know what kind of person Mary was. She was gentle and kind, and the person who decides to be that part should try to emulate all of that. So, who would like to volunteer? Yes, Imogene? Do you have a question?
No, I want to be Mary, and Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll just make a list of all of our volunteers, and then we can decide at the very end, okay? Let's see. So Ralph Bergman would like to be Joseph. Did you raise your hand, Elmer? No? Okay, just raise your hand, please. Any volunteers? Any shepherds? Very well. I guess Ralph Bergman will be our Joseph. Now, for Mary, let's see, Imogene has volunteered. What other names can I put on my list? Janet? Roberta? Alice, don't you want to volunteer?
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary.
Shut up, Gladys. I ain't Marty Mary. You be a tiny little wise man. I'll be a wise man.
What's a wise man?
Just raise your hand.
What's left to be? Some angel. What is it? I'll be it.
It's the angel of the Lord that brings good news to the shepherds.
Miss Grace?
Yes, Cozy?
David, stop. I need to talk with Miss Grace.
Yes?
I need to say, and you have to know that I can't be a shepherd. I'm going to Philadelphia.
Why didn't you say so before?
Because I just remembered.
Yes, David.
My mom does not want me to be a shepherd.
And why not?
Okay. First of all, they stink because all the animals. That causes a lot of laundry, and I have a habit of breaking things with big sticks.
Very well.
I don't want to be a shepherd.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you do. What are you talking about? What's the matter with all of you?
I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Sherman hits too hard.
Why, Gladys isn't going to hit anybody. The angel of the Lord just comes to visit the shepherds.
And hits them.
Elmer, that is ridiculous. I don't want to hear another word about it. No shepherds may quit or get sick. That's all for today. today, boys and girls, but I expect to see every single one of you here at 6:30 on Wednesday. You're dismissed.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown.
Thank you. Oh, Alice, why didn't you volunteer?
I don't know.
I expected you to be our Mary in the play.
Alice, what do you mean, I don't know?
I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene Herdman told me that if I raise my hand or open my mouth, that I wish I didn't. And then I said, but I'm always Mary in this play. And she said, go ahead then. And by next spring when the pussy willows sprout, I'll put a pussy willow seed so far down your ear that no one can reach it. And it'll be stuck there. And it'll sprout and grow and grow. And then you'll have a pussy willow bush growing out of your ear.
You know she wouldn't do that.
She would too. Hermans will do anything. You just watch. They'll do something terrible and ruin the whole play.
And the McCarthy here. Well, did you hear about well, it must be Grace's fault somehow. How else would all 6 of them end up in the Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Irma, you're here. Yes. Did you hear? Imogene Herdman is going to be married? What do you mean, all 6 of them? Well, I would never heard that in her rather than a social zoo. Has Grace gone crazy?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Herdman? What kind of child is that to play the mother of Jesus? Where was Reverend Hopkins? I'd like to know that. He was what? He was visiting a shut-in? Well, I'm a shut-in and he hasn't and wasn't visiting me.
I said, why don't you just let them hand out programs at the door? But she said they've never had programs before. But I said,
Nail down the church key and lock up the silver service and hide the collection plate before they clean them all out.
What was the matter with Grace? Could she not have sent them away? Tell them to go home? Oh, I feel so responsible. If I had been there, this would never have happened.
Well, if I've been up and around, well, let me tell you.
Don't tell me, I'm on your side. Car's over there.
Helen Armstrong's not the only woman alive who can direct a Christmas pageant. I made up my mind a long time ago to do the very best I could under the circumstances. And I'm going to make it the best Christmas pageant ever. And I'm going to do it with the Herdmans. After all, they volunteered when nobody else did.
Good for you, Grace. Car's over there.
And you're going to help me.
Does that mean...
You have to go. All right, everyone, so the inn is going to be over here off stage, and then the shepherds will gather around over here around the manger.
Where do the shepherds come from anyway?
Miss Bradley, what's an inn?
It's a place where people go to stay. It's like a motel.
What people? Jesus?
Oh, please. Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
Why?
Pay their taxes.
No tell.
Shut up, Ollie. Everybody shut up. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Why, Emma Jean, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you ever heard the Christmas story before? Well, that's what our play is all about, so I better read it to you.
Emma Jean.
I don't believe that to you, that they never heard the Christmas story?
Oh, please. They don't even know what a Bible is. And they've never been to church in their entire life until your dumb brother told them that we have refreshments. And now I have to waste all this time for nothing.
All right now, there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that the whole world should be taxed. And Joseph went up from Galilee with his wife Mary, being great with child.
Pregnant? She was pregnant?
Oh, right now, that's enough. We all know that Mary was pregnant. And it came to pass while they were there that the days were accomplished, and she should be delivered, and she brought forth her firstborn son.
I don't think it's very nice to say Mary was pregnant.
Well, she was.
Yeah, but I don't think your mother should be saying Mary was pregnant. I think she should be saying great with child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially at church.
Wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in the manger because there's no room for him in the inn.
What's a manger? Some kind of bed? My goodness, they didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew that the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't he know? He didn't know? What was the matter with Joseph? He didn't tell him and everything? What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn, so they had to use whatever there was. What would you do if you had a newborn baby and knew where to put it?
We put glass in the bureau drawer.
Well, there you go. You didn't have a bed for her, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed. Only Ollie won't get out of it because he didn't like Gladys. Hey, Ollie, remember how you didn't like Gladys?
That was pretty smart of Ollie not to let Gladys right off the bat.
Anyway, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for the animals.
Miss Brandon, what
Yes.
were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
In the book it said that they wrapped them in wadded up clothes.
Swaddling clothes. People used to use large pieces of material to wrap the babies up nice and tight to make them all cozy.
You mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare?
The child welfare is at our house every 5 minutes.
There wasn't a child welfare in Bethlehem.
I'll say there wasn't.
Anyway, there were shepherds keeping watch over the flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of Shazam! What? Out of the black night with horrible visions, the mighty Morvo. I don't know what you're talking about, Gladys. Out of the black night, out of nowhere, right? This is the angel of the Lord that comes to the shepherds. Out of nowhere, right? Huh? In a way, sure. Shazam! Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east bearing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh.
What's that?
They were special things like oils and spices.
Oil? What kind of a present is oil? You get better presents from the welfare.
Were they the welfare? The wise men?
Well, they were kings and they were sent.
It's about time somebody important showed that they're kings and they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
Well, they were actually sent by Herod, who was the main king, and he wanted to have the baby put to death.
My goodness, he just got born. They're gonna kill a baby?
Who's Harry in this play?
Herod isn't in the play.
He's out to kill the baby. He isn't even in the play. Well, somebody better be here. Let Charlie be here, and he says go get me that baby because he's a king and all. I'm not gonna be Herod.
Nobody's Herod.
No, Joseph's going to go grab the shepherds and going to wipe Herod out.
We're gonna pull it in, and it's gonna be me, and I'm gonna get killed.
Nobody's going to be Herod. There is no Herod.
And I'll run away with the baby till the fight's over.
fix the innkeeper's Gladys. You wipe out the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an angel.
Well, I wasn't just hanging around in the barn. I'd go get a room.
She said there wasn't any room.
Then I tell somebody it's the middle of winter and I've got the speed boost to either get out, move over, or I'm going to throw you out.
I go after old Harry.
I'll send an angel after him. She just pointed out your finger and zapped him to a pile of ashes.
Yeah, zap.
Hey, what's the name? Explain anyway. She never said.
Christmas pageant.
That's no name. That's what this is.
I know a name. I know a name. I call it Revenge at Bethlehem.
Revenge at Bethlehem? The Herdmans thought the Christmas story had come straight out of the FBI files. At least they picked the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to go after, and not the baby Jesus. But the baby Jesus quit the Christmas pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she wouldn't let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. So we didn't have a baby Jesus, and that bothered my mother. She just kept trying to scratch up a baby, even until the last rehearsal. Writing in that book. It's like a diary. It is not. It's all about the Herdmans. Imogene swears and curses all the time. Ralph talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley called Mary pregnant. And Gladys drinks communion wine. It isn't wine, it's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her with her mouth all purple 3 times. They steal, too. If you go shake the birthday bank, it doesn't make a sound because they took all the pennies out of it. And I've gone into the bathroom 3 times, and it's filled with blue smoke. And I see Imogene Herdman sitting on the floor in her Mary costume smoking cigars.
And you wrote all this down? What for?
For my mom, Reverend Hopkins, and the Ladies' Aid Society, and anyone else who wants to know when this play turns out to be a big mess.
All right, everyone, let's get quiet so we can all get started. This is our last rehearsal, and we're going to go through the whole thing.
Oh, Grace, I just wanted to let you know, we're all in the back making our applesauce cake. We will try not to bother you. I guess this is your dress rehearsal?
Well, it's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a baby a month or so ago?
Yes, she's 5 weeks old.
Well, I was wondering if we could maybe borrow her to be our baby Jesus.
Grace, no. I could make up a lie and tell you that your baby is sick or cranky or something, but the thing is, she's perfectly happy and healthy and beautiful, and we all want her to stay that way. So we're certainly not going to hand her over to Imogene Herdman. Sorry, Grace.
Yes, David, did you have a question?
Yeah. Can my brother be Jesus?
Wait, I didn't know you had a new baby at home, David.
Okay, he's not a baby. He's about 4 years old. But I think I can stuff him into that thing.
I don't think so.
I'll get us a baby.
How?
There's always 2 or 3 babies in carriages outside the supermarket. I'll get us one.
OMG. You can't just take somebody's baby. That's all right. We'll just use a doll.
Yeah, that's better. A doll won't cry and it can't bite you.
Now, Imogene, you know Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these. I got my ears pierced, and if I don't keep something in them, they'll grow together.
They won't grow together in an hour and a half. What did the doctor tell you to do?
What doctor?
Who pierced your ears?
Gladys.
She probably did it with an ice pick. I'll bet her ears are going to turn black and fall off.
Well, we'll just find something a little smaller. Now, is that your costume? Is that what you're going to wear? Everyone's supposed to have on their costumes today.
I can find my halo. My wings are all done.
Janet's got my robe.
And my mom doesn't have any white sheets. Are sheets with balloons on them okay?
Miss Grace.
Yes, baby.
Stop trying to steal my thunder, David. I lied earlier. I don't know where Philadelphia is, but I'm not going there. And unlike David's mom, my mom wants me to be in the play. I just don't have shepherd costumes.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe.
My-
That's what I do.
My dad doesn't have a bathroom.
What does he go around the house in?
His underwear.
Yes, David.
Right here. Do we have to continue doing this today?
David, we haven't gone through the whole thing one time, of course, but we're going to start with the entrances so we all know where we're supposed to start and end up. Okay, let's see. We'll start with the shepherds. So, Maxine, if you want to come on over here, you're going to be our narrator. And then I'm going to have Imogene and Ralph, if you want to bring a couple chairs in front of the manger. Perfect. All right, just read the last few words, Maxine.
Shepherds keep watch over their flocks by night.
Music, shepherds.
And an angel of the Lord appeared to them. And
Shazam! No, Gladys. Out of the black night. No. You don't say anything. Just let's simmer down. Simmer down. Oh. Music, angels. Music, wise men.
I've got the baby here. Don't touch him. I've named him Jesus.
No. You don't say anything. Mary doesn't say anything.
Let
Guys.
go. Give it back.
Oh, we should just make a lovely picture. Let's put the doll down. Oh. Wonderful. Okay. Mary doesn't say anything, okay?
I don't get to say anything. I would have named the baby Bill.
Oh, what a horrible thing to say.
My angel, was that Gladys?
No, Gladys brought good news to the shepherds.
Yeah, unto a child's born. Unto me, not to me. I'm the one who had the child.
No. That just means Jesus belongs to everyone, unto all of us. The child is born.
I don't get to say anything. Does some angel come up and tell me, name the baby Jesus?
Yes.
I know what the angel said. The angel said, his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Prince of Peace, Everlasting God.
My goodness, he'd never get out of the first grade if he had to write all that.
Bradley and Chetty start over.
We'll just give it 5 minutes. 5 minutes, everyone.
Alice, where was you staying at?
The 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and the whole time, Imogene Herdman spent smoking cigars in the ladies' room. Then Mrs. McCarthy went into the ladies' room and saw all the smoke and called the fire department, and they came right away.
Bring that big hose in through the side door. Hey, what are these kids doing here? We gotta get these kids, gotta get all of y'all out of here. Go, let's go.
They dragged a fire hose through the church and were looking for a fire to put out, but the only one they found was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake burnt up. Of course, all the ladies were mad about that, and Mrs. McCarthy was mad, and my mother was mad.
Why in the world did you call the fire department over a little smoke?
It was a lot of smoke. There was thick smoke in the ladies' room.
Oh, there couldn't have been. You just got all excited. And now look, there's baby angels in the streets crying, shepherds and wise men climbing all over the fire trucks. Didn't you know it was just a little cigar smoke?
No, I didn't. I didn't expect to find thick cigar smoke in the ladies' room of the church.
Alice Wendelkin's mother was mad too, and the whole Ladies' Aid Society was mad. And Reverend Hopkins said he didn't know what to think.
No, I can't talk about this anymore. I gotta hang up. Oh, Grace, just sit down.
Great.
When you have a talk, I've been on the phone all day, and I can't make sense of this. Some are saying they set fire to the ladies' room. Some are saying they set fire to the kitchen, and Vera Wendelkin is saying all they talk about at play practice is sex and underwear.
Well, that's just Hobie Clark talking about underwear. And as far as the fire goes, that was just all the applesauce cake that burnt up.
Well, thank you for clarifying that for me, Grace. But during all of this and all the phone calls and everyone complaining to me, I think of what Jesus said: "Suffer the little children to come unto me." But I don't think he meant the Herdmans. Grace, I know you've been working hard on this, but the whole church is in an uproar and split over it. I think we need to cancel the play.
Oh, I bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
I'm not even going to entertain that, but that's a very accurate guess. But people just keep saying it's going to be a
disaster?
What?
They're wrong. This is actually going to be the best Christmas pageant ever.
Grace, I hear that. That's the name of the play. I don't see that happening.
You watch. They're there. Just you wait.
Hello? Enough? Fine.
Where I'm going. Where am I supposed to put all this stuff?
Oh, I have no idea how tonight's going to go. We haven't gone through the whole thing one time, and the Herdmans still think it's some kind of spy story. This may be the first pageant in history where the wise men and Joseph get into a fight, and Mary runs off with the baby. Where are our kids?
All the kids in the world are downstairs, putting on bed sheets.
About our kids.
We're here.
Oh, y'all look wonderful. It's starting to get a little late. Maybe we should go down and help the others get ready.
It's just gonna be awful, you know. They look like refugees or something.
Well, that's what they were, Mary and Joseph. They were refugees in a way. They were a long way from home, didn't have any family, nowhere to stay, they had nowhere to sleep. They were tired, I'm sure, and messy and hungry. They didn't have anything.
I'm not sure about cold and tired, but they sure are messy.
Honey, do you think I should?
I think you worry too much. Now, I'm going to give shepherds their crooks. I'm going to push baby angels on stage. When do I do that?
Just follow the script.
All right.
I had to revive them. My name is Grace. The script.
Got distracted. Let's see here. Shepherds and crooks. It doesn't say anything here about when fire trucks come in.
Oh, you.
Just kidding.
Come on, everyone. Come on. Now, I want to see how you all look. Oh, sorry. Gladys, where's your halo?
I kind of buried it. Listen, I think I have to say something besides the baby king. Why would they all tear off of some baby they don't even know? I had to tell them it's Jesus, and I had to tell them where he is.
No. You just tell them unto you a child is born. And that's all you tell them.
Boring!
All right, it's getting late, and they're all going to be filing in soon, okay? So we're just going to go on back to the back and try to be quiet, okay? Good luck.
Mrs. Bradley, actors don't say good luck. Actors say break a leg.
Oh, I know, Alice, but for anybody that doesn't know, that is just a theatrical saying. It doesn't mean to break your leg or anyone else's. And Imogene, that's supposed to be the baby Jesus, okay? And he's supposed to be like a real doll, so be very gentle with the baby Jesus.
Jesus. Is she burping it? I really don't think baby Jesus had colic.
Well, he could have had colic just like any other baby.
I don't care. It looks horrible, and they look horrible.
So what? They just came a long way, and now they don't have any place to sleep, and nobody they knew, and a new baby to worry about.
Who? Ralph and Imogene?
No, Mary and Joseph.
And in that region there were shepherds in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. The glory of the Lord shines about, and they were so afraid. When the angel of the Lord appeared to them and said, "Be not."
Hey! Oh. I hear a child's born! It's Jesus and he's in the park! Go see him! Go on! He's over there! Go on!
And suddenly there was a multitude of the heavenly host singing, "Glory to God on earth, peace among men." When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, worshiping him, bringing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Oh, look at them. They look horrible too. And what's that keyboard's got?
It's a ham.
A ham? I'll bet they stole it.
No, it's from their welfare basket.
You mean it's their own ham? They must hate ham.
Well, even if they hate ham, Alice, it's the only thing they've given away in their whole life.
Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed another way. The shepherds also departed, praising God for all they have seen and heard. But Mary kept all this and pondered it in her heart.
Beth, look. Mary's crying. Mrs. Bradley. Mary's crying.
Could you believe that was Imogene Herdman and all the rest of them? This was the best Christmas pageant ever. And I'm not sure why, but I think it was them. Could that be?
I don't know. They always make me weepy. I don't know if it's the carols or their children, but this was the best Christmas pageant ever, and it should have been the worst.
There was just something different.
Well, the angel of the Lord was different.
Yes, but you know, I like that. Showed lots of spirit. Sometimes you can't even hear the angel of the Lord. I should go tell Grace.
I should have let them use Eugene as the baby Jesus.
Well, who was the baby Jesus?
Why, it was a doll.
Oh no, Irma. That was no doll.
Well, it certainly seemed real.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened just that way. We all thought the pageant was just about Jesus, but that was only part of it. It was about a whole new baby, and his mother and father who were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, no doctor, nobody they knew. Then arriving from the east, like my uncle from New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the Herdmans, it was a whole new story. Imogene burping the baby, and the wise men bringing just such a sensible present. After all, they couldn't eat frankincense. And even Gladys, he's in the barn, go see him, so the shepherds didn't have to stumble all around the countryside. But I guess it wasn't like that for Imogene. For her, the Christmas story turned out to be all wonder and mystery, as if she just caught on to what Christmas was all about. After the pageant, we had a Christmas party in the basement, but the Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't have any hot cocoa, and they didn't take all the cookies, and they wouldn't even take their candy canes.
Well, I guess that's about it. Any kids left downstairs?
No, they're all gone. You know you're the bathroom one, right?
Yeah, so maybe they'll think I was a shepherd. I wouldn't mind being a shepherd in this play.
Yes, you would. Some old lady came up and hugged me because I was a shepherd. Should I bring this ham?
Oh, that was a ham from the Herdman's welfare basket. Leroy Herdman said it's a present, and you can't take back a present.
They must hate ham.
You and Alice Wendelkin.
Well, what about the lights?
They're on a timer. They go off at midnight.
Well, that's not far away. It's almost Christmas, kids.
Almost Christmas.
Almost Christmas, Charlie. And it came to pass in the days of.
And there are shepherds abiding.
And a multitude praising God.
We bring you great tidings of great joy.
Hey! Hey! I hear a child is born! But also we had a bunch of people behind the scenes that helped out so much. So Jeff Fogg over here, special effects and music. Stephen Bliley up in our sound booth. Phyllis Terry, who made our curtains. Woo! For all the set up and everything. Last but not least, my mom. She's put her blood, sweat, and tears into this play this year, and we just are so glad that y'all are here. to our cookie soup.
There we go. Will you pray with me? Heavenly Father, we just thank you for tonight, God. We just thank you that these kids, Lord, were able to use their God-given personality to honor you with this play, Lord. God, I just pray that we were able to have fun and honor your name, Lord. And as we go downstairs for some refreshments, God, I just pray that you bless the food to the nourishment of our body, God, and the conversations we have, that they honor your name and edify one another. We lift this up in your Son's name. Amen.